Greetings survivors and friends, SHADOWFRAX here, and two huge things happened in Rust this patch. First of all, the meta has shifted, but most importantly of all, there was absolutely no DLC pack this month. Maybe someone should check up on the team to make sure they're okay. But I jest. Almost a month ago, Alistair asked what Rust meta you'd change, and here are the results, so don't blame me. A lot of things have been tried to make progression in Rust better over the years. Blueprints, components, scrap, workbenches, bear pie, and now we're going back to the golden age of blueprint frags. Kind of. At this point, I'm wondering when the XP system's returning. But in a nutsack, now Tier 2 and 3 benches will require you to collect 5 basic and advanced blueprint frags respectively before you can craft them. A basic one always spawns in green puzzle rooms. You'll find 2 next to red keycards and in medium to large monuments and airdrops. Advanced ones are always guaranteed in hackable crates, have a 1 in 10 chance of being found in elites, and always spawn in pairs. In addition to this, you can also turn 20 basic frags into 1 advanced one, which still gives them some purpose, and the scrap cost for each bench has plummeted, so it's not all extra busy work at least. This is all experimental and subject to change, but the idea is that larger groups will end up with excess frags and benches to trade, and smaller groups and solos will gradually give up and uninstall, be forced to scrap harder for their progression, making monuments hotly contested again. Watch this space to see what happens. Talking of monuments, this month saw a massive reshuffle to what you'll expect to find at them, with the Sphere Tank, Ferry Terminal, and Rad Town all getting basic green card puzzles and therefore blueprint frags, plus the Sphere Tank gets its own recycler now. The Nuke Silo is now a red keycard monument containing advanced BP frags and an additional 3 elite crates dotted around. Also, forget everything you know, because loot at virtually all monuments has been reshuffled with new spawn locations, no build zones have been tweaked, and diesel spawns have been moved behind puzzles in many instances. Basically, you're going to have to relearn a lot of stuff. But that's fun, isn't it? Hackable and elite crate loot rolls have been rejigged to make sure you get more of the good stuff from them, hopefully. Oh, and a long-running bug where Chinooks could end up dropping crates at the same location all wipe has been addressed and should now be properly random. New crosshairs, traps, and other stuff next, but first I have a Rusty sponsor this week. Are you bored of the grind and thirsting for a better Rust experience? Then here's why you should try Vex Rust. Choose the US or EU server that suits you and find one tailored to your group size. Whether you're a lone wolf, duo, trio, quad, or zerg, there's an option here for you. There are 2x and 5x servers with adjusted recycling, smelting, upkeep, and gather rates, plus cleaner, meaner loot tables with all the stupid junk removed. Blueprints shared with your team across all 2x servers, extended workbench radius, and recyclers at every safe zone, oil rig, and dome, plus custom heli vendors and drone marketplaces at selected monuments. Enjoy custom events such as cargo plane crashes and scientist convoys, and free skinbox access with a shed load of custom skins that are all face punch terms of service safe. All servers run custom anti-cheat, ESP protection is always on, and you can enjoy raid alarms via Rust Plus. Earn ranks just by playing, climb the leaderboard, enter raffles for exclusive prizes, and be part of a huge community of over 20,000 Discord members. Just search vex.gg in the modded tab and get in there. Originally a Hack Week project, full crosshair customization is now here with style, color, dot size, spacing, line length and width, outline and outline color all being adjustable. It also lets you choose whether to hide the crosshair when aiming or keep it visible. An additional feature is that you can now export a crosshair setup as a code and share it with the rest of your team. Say, what a time to be alive. There's a new default blueprint small primitive spike trap this month that's clearly metal but costs 80 wood. You can pack these pretty tight with each other and they're easy to hide. Notifications for oil rig resets, inbound cargo ships and excavator activations have been replaced with global environmental sounds rather than on-screen pop-ups, although if you don't like this, here's the convar to re-enable those. And missions, which are not the most popular pastime for players as the data shows, are being buffed with much greater rewards, so perhaps they'll now be worth your time. What do you think? New starter crates sometimes spawn along the shoreline now with some basic supplies, although they are relatively rare, and medieval stuff had a rework pass this month, with most of it being buffed as follows. Shields cost nearly half the stamina to hold up, but when you block damage with one, this stamina is reduced, and shields block a higher percentage of damage than before with a larger hitbox. Catapults reload 3 seconds faster and fire stuff 30% farther. They're also cheaper by 1 gear and 1 rope. Battering rams cost 2 less sheet metal, and ballistas cost cost 1 less gear, propane bomb damage has been increased, B-bombs cost 1 less grenade, and ballista incendiary ammo is 10 low grade cheaper to craft. In other changes, barricades are no longer blocked by ice lakes and trains when close to monuments, turrets inside bases will no longer be turned off by interference from turrets outside, invisible fire around APC debris is fixed, chainsaws now start first time, every time, and cargo ships no longer sail around oil rigs. Wait, what? There were some optimizations too this month? Blimey! Not only does the new main menu now use less VRAM, have a lower CPU overhead and shouldn't freeze or stall when landing, but overall in general VRAM use was optimized, and you can read all the sweaty details on the blog if you wish, but in short, texture streaming should work a lot better, especially on machines with lower VRAM, and everything should run more efficiently. Modders also got some love this month, and you can see the full write-up on the blog or freeze here, and this includes a bunch of features that can now be modified on the client, and a number of features from the community UI modding framework that are now merged into the base game. Beds are now finally skinnable on the workshop, with a couple of skins already available and other in-demand items becoming skinnable soon. You can now rotate paintings, signs and photo frames before placing them, and bicycle and tricycle bunny hopping's been added, which you can activate every 3 seconds with the right mouse button at the cost of some stamina, and the scale of the hop is tied to the health of the bike and your stamina bar. Other stuff worked on this month includes an investigation into projectile invalids and resolving false positives, all thoroughly thrilling stuff that you can read about on the blog, with improvements made already and a request for you to report any you might get yourself to the team. Wooden barricade stack sizes are being reduced further to 3, and its health has been reduced by 20%. And a ton of new features and improvements have been added to the workshop skin creation scene, with this being just a first pass, and there are plenty of additional things in the pipeline to make making skins a lot smoother and more pleasurable. I did say there was no DLC this month, although technically I might have lied, as there are some charity plushies with 100% of proceeds going to charity, and these will be available until the 30th of this month. Also, there's the usual seasonal stuff being merged with a mandatory server and client update on the 23rd, which will apparently include some new wallpapers, and Rust is temporarily 50% off until October the 6th. Also, on the 8th, Twitch rivals Base Invaders will see a new batch of drops, with the backpack skin being available for 1 day only. Those are the biggest changes. There are a ton of other small fixes and tweaks that are all listed on the blog, but which I won't go into details on here. There's lots of stuff coming up, of course, as we head mercilessly into the Naval update due next month, as far as I'm aware, so expect more info on this very soon and stay tuned. But already in the commits this week, there's a big branch dedicated to mountable gun turrets for your boats, so this should be quite interesting. But let me know your thoughts to all of this week's stuff in the comments below. Right, you are up to date. Leave a like and a sub. Join me on all my socials and my Steam group, and feel free to support my work here via YouTube memberships. Super thanks, all my Patreon. Links are all below. I'll catch you all soon, but in the meantime, keep calm and stay rusty. Cheerio. Forget everything you know